Alright, so in this video, we're gonna go from the very beginning, and I literally mean from the moment you open your browser all the way to building a complete system that can automatically take invoices, extract all the important data from them, and send that data directly into Google Sheets without you having to manually type anything, copy anything, or even organize anything yourself. So, the first thing I'm gonna do is simply open up my browser, and you can use any browser you prefer, like Chrome, Edge, Safari, it doesn't really matter. And from here, I'm just going to go up to the search bar and type in Parsio. Now, once you search that, you then see a few results come up. And what you want to make sure you're doing is simply clicking on the official Parsio website. Not a blog, not a third-party site, but the actual platform itself. And once you click into that, you then land on the homepage. Alright, great. Now, as soon as the homepage loads, you then notice something immediately, and that is the positioning. So it's very clear, very direct, and it's very focused on one core thing, which is extracting structured data from documents automatically. And this is one of those moments where it's actually worth pausing for a second and thinking about the problem this solves. Because if you've ever worked with invoices, receipts, or any other kind of financial documents, you already know how messy that process can be. You get PDFs, screenshots, email attachments, sometimes even scanned images, and then you have to go through each one manually, find the total, find the date, find the vendor, and then type all of that into a spreadsheet. That's a huge process. So what Parsio is basically doing right now is removing that entire layer of manual work and replacing it with a system that does it for you, automatically, consistently, and even without mistakes once it's set up properly. So as you scroll down the page, you also start to see different sections explaining how this works. So things like AI extraction, OCR processing, email parsing, and integrations. And this is where you actually start to realize that this isn't just a simple upload to. It's actually really more like a pipeline. And when I say pipeline, I mean there's a clear flow, data comes in from somewhere, gets processed, gets structured, and then gets sent somewhere else. And in our case, that somewhere else is going to be Google Sheets. So once you understand that flow, everything else in this video starts to make a lot more sense. So now what I'm going to do here is simply go ahead and click on Get Started or Start for Free. And that's going to take me to the sign up page. Now I'm just going to enter my name, my email, and even my password. From here, you simply have to agree to the terms and conditions, then simply create your account. And once this is done, I'm then going to be taken to the dashboard. Now, when you first land inside Parsio, you'll see a simple onboarding flow. And it usually shows something like 3 steps, which is creating a mailbox, importing a document, and extracting your data. And this is where things really start to get interesting, because Parsio doesn't work the same way that most tools do. So instead of just uploading files randomly every time you need something, it uses something called a mailbox. And the easiest way to understand this is to think of it like a dedicated inbox for a specific type of document. So instead of everything being mixed together, you create a separate pipeline for different types of data. So you might have one mailbox just for invoices, then another one for receipts, and another one for orders, and each one processes documents in its own way. And it's actually a very powerful concept because it means once something enters into that mailbox, it automatically follows the same rules every single time. So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm simply gonna click on create your first mailbox. Now once you click on this, you'll then be taken to a screen where you can then choose a parser type. And this is probably the most important decision in this entire setup. And it's something that a lot of people rush through without really understanding it. But if you get this right, everything else becomes much easier and more accurate. So from here, you're gonna be able to see a few different options. And each one is actually designed for a different type of document and workflow. So you're going to see stuff like AI-powered parser, GPT-powered parser, template-based parser, and OCR converter. So starting with the AI-powered parser, this one is trained specifically for structured financial documents like invoices and receipts. And it already understands what to look for, so things like totals, dates, vendor names, taxes, line items, and so on. So instead of you just telling it exactly where the data is, it figures that out automatically, which makes it way faster to set up. Then you also have the GPT-powered parser, which is more flexible, and instead of relying on predefined patterns, you can actually describe what you want in plain language. So you might say something like extract the invoice number and total amount, and it's literally going to interpret that and give you that information. So this is very useful when documents are inconsistent and when you need something more custom. Then you also have the template-based parser, which is more strict but extremely precise. In this case, you can manually define where the data lives by highlighting specific areas of a document, and it really works perfectly if all your documents follow the same format. But if the layout changes even slightly, it's gonna break. Trust me, it's gonna break. And then finally, you also have the OCR converter. So it's designed for scanned documents, images, or anything else that isn't already text-based. So if you're dealing with screenshots, phone photos, or scanned PDFs, this is the safest and most flexible option. So for this video, we're going to be going with the AI-powered parser. So I'm going to click on it and then click on next. Then here's the part where you need to select the type of document that you want the AI to parse. So for us, we're going to be going with invoices since that's what we want to be doing, but you can also select whichever one you prefer. Once you're done, we can then click on next again. Then give our mailbox a name. So like invoices. So we also have the option to include raw data. So only turn this on if you want access to more information, but if you don't, you can simply leave it off. Next, we can then click create. Now once our mailbox is created, we'll then be taken to our inbox. And this is where Parsio is essentially waiting for your first document. You're going to be able to see an email address that you can send files to, and you'll also be able to see a large upload area where you can actually drag and drop files directly. So what I'm going to be doing here is simply uploading a sample invoice. So let me just select one from my PC right now. Okay, so it's this one. Then let's click on select. Great. So once I drop that in, you'll then be able to start see it processing. And instead of just skipping past this part, it's actually worth understanding what's happening behind the background. So this is where the real work is being done. Behind the scenes, Parsio is scanning the document, recognizing text using OCR, identifying patterns, and then converting that into structured data that can actually be used. And once that process finishes, you'll then see your document appear with a status that says passed, which means everything worked correctly. Now, if you want to make sure that Parsio has actually extracted the data that you want, let's simply click on the document, and it should show fields that are highlighted. If they're not highlighted, that means Parsio didn't manage to parse the data. So if this is the case, then you would probably have to choose a new parser. And to do this, the current way is by actually creating a new inbox. So what you'd have to do is simply head over to the top left of your screen, then select create new inbox. From there, you'd then have to choose a new parser, then try running it again. Now from here, we can then move into the part where everything connects together, which is the integrations. So I'm going to go over to the left sidebar and click on integrations. Okay. And once you're here, you'll then see a range of different tools that you can connect. So things like webhooks, Zapier, Make, Slack, Airtable, and of course, Google Sheets. So what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be clicking on Google Sheets. Then I'm going to click on connect. All right, great. So from here, you'll then be able to see different connection options. So you're going to see things like built-in, formula, and third-party integrations. And for this setup, we're going to be using the built-in option because it's the most direct and gives us real-time automation without needing extra tools. So once I select built-in, I'm then going to have to click on add rows to sheet. And now I simply need to connect my Google account. So I'm going to click on sign in with Google. Then a page is going to pop up with all my email accounts. So let me simply click on one. Okay. And then I'm going to be taken to a permission screen. Now this part is important because if you don't allow the correct permissions, the integration won't work properly. So simply make sure everything is enabled, then click continue. Alright, great. So once that's done, you will then be brought back into Parsio with your account connected. And now that we're back to Parsio, we simply have to select our spreadsheet. So in order to do this, we simply have to create a spreadsheet from Google Sheets. So simply open up a new tab. Then let's type in Google Sheets in the search bar. So that's Google Sheets. Okay. And once the results load up, we can then click on Google Sheets right here. Then simply sign into the same account that we're using in Parsio. So to do this, simply head over to the top right of your screen and click on your profile icon. And from here, simply select the same account that you're using in Parsio. So I'm going to choose this one right here because it's the one that we logged into. Okay, then once you've made sure that you've logged into the same account, we can then go over here and click on blank spreadsheet. Okay, alright, so once we're here, we can then change the title for the spreadsheet to something like sheet 1. Alright. Great. Now we can also change the headers in the spreadsheet. So we can start with the first column and just name it date. Okay. Then the next one can be vendor. And then this one can be invoice. then the next subtotal, then tax, and finally total. Okay, all right. So if you also want to extract individual items from a table, you can also create a separate spreadsheet or columns for item description, quantity, and price. So once we're done here, we can simply go back to Parsio, then simply select the same spreadsheet that we just created. So to do this, simply click on select a spreadsheet, then simply search or select the same spreadsheet that we just from created. So in this case, it's sheet 1. Okay, and now we actually reach one of the most important steps in this entire process, which is mapping our fields. And this is really the part where everything either comes together properly or falls apart later on. Because at this point, Parsio has already done the heavy lifting of receiving the invoice, reading the document, and extracting the data. But right here is where you tell it exactly what to do with that data once it reaches Google Sheets. So on the right side, we have the columns that already exist in our Google Sheet. So things like date, vendor, invoice, subtotal, tax, and whatever else we might have created in the spreadsheet. And on the left side, for each one of these columns, Parsio is asking us what extracted field should be sent there. So the way to think about this is very, very simple. Your Google Sheet is the destination, and Parsio's extracted data is the source. So mapping is just the process of matching the right source field to the right destination column. So for example, if my first column in Google Sheets says date, then in the matching dropdown, all I want to do is simply choose the invoice date field. So let me do that right now. I'm going to click on the drop down, then simply search through until I find invoice date field. All right, so here it is. So I'm going to select it. Now this is the data that's coming in from Parsio. If the next column says something like vendor, then you simply want to choose the supplier name or the vendor name field. So let's go ahead and look for that too. So like this one. Okay. And if you have a column for invoice number, then you want to map that to the invoice identifier or the invoice number that's extracted by Parsio. And if you have subtotal, tax, and total columns, you want to make sure that each one is mapped to the correct amount. Because this is one of the places where people can accidentally send the wrong values into the wrong columns without even noticing until later on. And this is why it's worth slowing down here instead of rushing it, because the whole point of this automation is to make the data clean and usable. If the mapping is wrong, the automation still runs, but the output is going to become messy. So for example, if you accidentally map the total amount into the subtotal column, your spreadsheet will still fill it in, but every row is going to be misleading. Or if you map the vendor name into the invoice number column, then your data technically moves, but it doesn't move correctly. So this is one of those steps where a few extra seconds of attention can save you a lot of cleanup later on. Now, another thing that's also useful here is the send test data option, because this gives you a chance to check on everything before you fully rely on the integration. So once you finish mapping your fields, instead of just saving and hoping it works, you can also test the data and look at your Google Sheet to see exactly what appears. This is a very good habit because it lets you catch mistakes very, very early. If the date goes into the wrong column, or if the tax field comes through empty, or if the vendor name isn't showing the way you expected, you can fix it now while you're still in the setup mode, instead of discovering the problem after 10 or 20 invoices have already been processed. So once everything is mapped, you simply click save, and from this point forward, your system is now live. And what that means is that every single time a new invoice enters your mailbox, whether that's through email or manual upload, Parsio will automatically process it, extract the data, and send it directly into your Google Sheet as a new row. And this is where everything starts to click, because now you're not just extracting data, you've literally built a system. So instead of manually dealing with invoices, everything flows through one place, gets processed the same way, and ends up being organized automatically. And over time, as more documents come in, your spreadsheet starts to grow in a clean, structured dataset where everything is consistent, everything is searchable, and everything is usable. And that's really the key shift here. You're moving from manually reacting to documents to controlling how data flows through your systems. And once this is running properly, it really becomes one of those setups that just runs in the background. You don't have to think about it, you don't have to manage it constantly, it just quietly processes your data while you focus on more important things. And that's really the goal here. Not just to extract invoice data, but to build a system that removes friction completely and turns something that used to take time and effort into something that just happens automatically. And that's it. So this wraps up our video on how to extract invoice data and send it directly into Google Sheets. So I really hope you found this insightful, and if you did, then make sure to leave a like and of course subscribe. Then we'll see you in the next one.